What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Dan here, guys. I want to welcome you to the game update for April 2021. Today, we are jumping in. We got a few things on the list. Bit more of a busy month than last month, but still on the slower side. So we're going to have a lot of empty space, and I'm going to be looking for some more things to cover. I have looked thoroughly at all the releases that come out this month, and there are some indie titles that may get thrown on the list. Currently, I'm not going to mention them at the moment because there's no guarantee right now that I will be doing them 100%. So right now, I'm just going to go with the ones that I definitely want to cover, and we'll kind of go from there. Obviously, most of the stuff actually is happening early on in the month as opposed to later. So early, actually, to be honest, nothing really in the middle. I should say first week and then last week. That's when most of the stuff is. Everything else is kind of just, there's going to be a lot of empty space. But hopefully the games will actually take me longer than one stream, because there's some games that do only take a little bit of time. So if I end up deciding last minute that I want to play a game, the only thing is, I have some things happening on certain dates that are going to throw me out a little bit. So I don't know for sure if they're going to happen, but they might happen the day after that thing happens. I can't really explain it, but obviously we'll get to that in a minute. Obviously, first thing up, the first game coming out this month this month is today, and that is Outriders. You'll be seeing it very, very shortly. Now, we did start this game about a week ago, and the reason for that was we got the demo, which actually is the prologue and first area. So you get the prologue chapter and then the first location of the game for free to try out. And the reason I included that as part of the main story was because it does all your progress, everything saves and carries over to the full game. It is no different than if you were to pick up the full game. The intro, the prologue, and that first area are exactly the same. Obviously, depending on different classes, it's going to change it a little bit depending which class you use, mostly just for gameplay style. But it was a game that I actually started enjoying, and I felt like it's going to be a fun game that's not too big. It is an action RPG, but it's kind of a linear, so they keep you in regions where you can thoroughly search a region. It makes you want 100% the game that much more. And I think you can backtrack. We don't know yet how far you can backtrack, but it is like drop in, drop out co-op, depending on the situation. I remember during my first video, I had someone join that I didn't know. I didn't ask them, I didn't matchmake for them, but they did jump in, and they actually made the boss fight at that moment a lot easier. It was cool to see the different powers as well. So it's pretty cool that you can enjoy the story on your own, but you don't need a co-op partner. But either way, we're going to see how it goes. I'm really excited. Probably going to be seeing a lot of that in the next few days. Keep in mind, tomorrow, this is what I want to get to. Tomorrow, Friday, it is a holiday, so I will not be here. So today is basically, I'm going to try and grind out as much of this game as I can for you guys and come back to it on Monday and do as much as I can in that time. And the goal per stream is to try and get one region per stream. So the way I did it, obviously the first one is a little bit different because the prologue chapter doesn't really count as its own level, but the second chapter took us a little bit of time. We could have spent a bit more time on it, but I feel like if we sort each stream by every new area, we can do all side missions for that region like we did already. For the prologue and that first area, we did all the side missions that we possibly could, all the main missions as well, and it gave us a nice solid amount of content to see, as well as a decent level going into the next part. And then so we'll do new region, then new region. Obviously, I'll play it by ear in case some of them are only let's just say an hour of content each or something. Then maybe I'll do a few regions, but I have a feeling it's going to be the same across the board, probably around 3 hours or more at each location. So that's what I figured I'd sort. It makes it a little bit simpler. So anyway, moving on to the next game, April 6th, this coming Tuesday. We have Oddworld Soulstorm. Now, I've never played all of the Oddworld games. I played Munch's Odyssey on the original Xbox back in the day. I think that game came out in 2001. The original Oddworld came out, I believe, in 97, if I'm not mistaken, 97, 98, around that time. So that was the Oddworld franchise I wasn't on, because they had already had 3 games, Munch's Odyssey was the 3rd game in the franchise. I wasn't really into it as much. There was very few games I was into in the late 90s because I was a kid. In 1997, I was 6 years old, and I was barely playing. I remember playing Half-Life in 99. I know it came out in 98, but I remember playing it in 99 on my uncle's PC. He was a heavy FPS gamer, and I just remember him showing me all these games like Duke Nukem, Doom, all these OG games that I kind of wasn't supposed to be playing, but I did play. So obviously around that time frame, I remember when the original Xbox came out, that game was there, and it was it came in a bundle. I remember it came with I can't remember what the other game was at the time. Maybe Mech Assault. I think I got it in a bundle with Mech Assault, and it was like Mech Assault, and I think that bundle came out like 02, so it had Munch's Odyssey and then Mech Assault in it. It's like a double whammy thing for you. So that was the last time I played it. If you are not familiar with the Oddworld franchise, they're like 2.5 dimensional side scroller platformer games. So this is for the older crowd usually. I feel like even though I haven't played it since Munch's Odyssey, I feel like we're still gonna have a really good time. I love my side-scrolling 2.5D, platforming games. They're a lot of fun. I'm not sure how long the game's gonna be. So that game does, like I said, it comes out on the 6th, which is a Tuesday. So I don't know if I'm gonna maybe get some information, see if I can knock it out of the park in one stream, or if it'll be a 2-stream kind of a deal. It's probably gonna be more like a 2-stream kind of deal. Chances are, or maybe even a 3-stream kind of deal. I'm not really sure. Chances are, I'd say, depending around. I did some research. A lot of the Oddworld games are around anywhere from 8 to 14 hours, depending on what it is. So it really does depend what we're going to end up doing, but that's going to be a fun game. I think it'll be silly. It'll break it up from all the Call of Duty we've been playing and just give us something a little extra to play as well. So I'm really looking forward to that one as well. Finally, yes, and I did look, like I said, I looked through the entire month to see everything I possibly could get. You know, what's coming out, what's not, etc., etc. And I've made decisions, and so far there's nothing throughout the month that I want to play. There's a couple of ideas I have on the agenda that I might want to do, depending. Like, there's a couple of games that look super indie and that are probably like one and done games, like one stream you're done. You'll beat it in one stream that I might pick up if I'm feeling like it. But for right now, I didn't put it down just because I'm looking at a lot of these games. And I'm like, not sure if I'm going to be into it, not sure if my viewers are going to be into it. So if there's time and I have all this other stuff done, that's probably when I'll be like, all right, let's give that a try, just see what we can get done with it. But again, I'm not going to mention any of those games because I don't know. There's no guarantee that I'm going to be playing them at all. So I figured I'd just go ahead and move on. So anyway, the last game of the month, releasing April 30th. Yeah, so there's a big gap between the first and last games. We have Returnal. Now, if you guys are not familiar with this one, it is a PS5 exclusive. This was one of the first games announced at various PlayStation 5 events. It's essentially, you know what, it reminds me of Lost Planet. Do you remember the Lost Planet games? It kind of reminds me of that gameplay-wise, sci-fi, kind of a shooter game. I definitely want to try it because the exclusives are always a little bit more special, I find, and you'd be missing out if we didn't cover it. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out when it comes out at the end of the month. It was one of the games I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. The gameplay doesn't look amazing. Like, I remember it being like kind of like a generic kind of a third-person shooter, but then at the same time, the environments look pretty cool, and I thought it might be interesting to at least give it a try. Upon looking at it and doing some research now, there's some reviewers who have it already. They gave it like max score, like 5 of 5 and stuff like that, 9 of 10. And I'm like, wow, it's not like we're like a month out and we've already got like some reviews on it. But I think it'll still be a pretty solid game, and it'll be nice to check out some brand new exclusives for the PS5, because we haven't really had any exclusive for the PS5 except that I've covered. Besides, oh geez, what did we have? We had not Little Big Planet, but Sackboy, A Big Adventure, and then we had Destruction All-Stars. So there's only been a couple. Everything else has been like released on PC and Xbox and all that. So there's been no need for me to play the PlayStation exclusively. So that'll be the first exclusive, proper full release exclusive that I'm talking like serious push of graphics, because Sackboy is kind of on the minor thing. Same with Destruction All-Stars. They're both kind of cartoony. This is going to be like a realism. Let's see what the PS5 can do, kind of a thing. So I think this is going to be one of their benchmark games. Like they kept talking about it many times. You know what I mean? Like, this is ours. It's our standalone. This is exclusive to the PlayStation 5. So I think it should be interesting to see that. Other than that, guys, there's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot of things going on in the month of April. Anything else that will pop up, like I said, I will check into it and possibly cover it. Any suggestions you have that I might have missed, any DLCs that you think I might have missed, let me know in the comments down below. I might consider it. Again, though, I've done a lot of research on what games are coming out, and I've already pretty much made my decisions on what's going to be done, what's not. But if you think there's something that you know a little bit more about, something that I didn't do, by all means, let me know in the comments and I will look into it. But as of now, those are the main games In between, you're going to continue seeing NBA, NHL on weekends, and as well as you're still going to see some Call of Duty here and there. Obviously, we're playing a lot of that lately, but I would like to break it up. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I want to see more than that. I agree, me too. It's not that that's all I have. It's just that there's nothing else really available to play. Yes, I could play some old games too. There's always that, but it's just I like to make sure I'm in my groove and I have everything set, and I want to make sure, like, new content is usually where I like to be. I like to do the new content first. Yeah, so that's just where I'm going to sit. So for now, that's what we got. Like I said, anything else you think I missed or you want me to check out at least or look into, comments down below. As always, don't forget to like the video, and don't forget to like and follow my social media pages as well: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, as well as my Discord. Those links are all in the description. Especially join the Discord. It's a great idea because it's a great way to get a hold of me outside of YouTube, but also it's a great way to actually get notifications of when I post a video and when I do go live, because it actually sends a direct notification to your phone, and it's worked 100% of the time that I've used it. I am in my own group, obviously, so I get the same notifications that you guys will get every time I go live. It's here. Every time I post a video, it tells me every single time. So if YouTube is unreliable, get into Discord. Sign up to Discord. It's so simple, and it's great for other features as well. Especially if I'm playing online, I use Discord to communicate with my team and anybody who's joining me in like Black Ops matches or whatever. We use Discord, and that's pretty much all we use because the in-game chat is just super weak in comparison. So I recommend you check it out. At least sign up. It's free. It doesn't, you know, it's all good. So I recommend you check it out. Other than that, guys, if you want to get a shirt or hoodie, link in the description. If you want to save 10% off a DXRacer like mine here, link in the description. Make sure you're using the promo code DANQ8000 and check out. And finally, don't forget to check out Bones Coffee. I fuel up with it every single day. Link in the description for that. They're constantly adding brand new flavors, some of the most best tasting coffee I've ever had. And I'm not just saying that. I've been a fan turned sponsor. So I was using their coffee for like a year, and then I got, like, you know, the last couple months I got signed to their partnership, and it was cool because I sought them out. I'm like, hey man, how can I promote something that I truly enjoy? There you go. So I signed up and I got approved. So I'm really excited about it, and I think you guys should check it out too. And it does support the page during this non-monetization process. Yes, we are still not monetized, unfortunately. We are going into the third month. By the 22nd of this month, April 22nd, that'll be 3 months of no monetization. I've heard nothing really improved from YouTube. I did get a generic message on Twitter. I tried messaging them via Twitter, and they're just like, it's COVID, man. Things are taking a long time. So if you Google it, it says, oh, it's supposed to take about a month. Try tripling that. So I'm hoping, based on what people have had in the last year, I've heard someone got approved within a month. I've heard someone got approved within 3 months, sometimes 2, sometimes like 3.5. I really don't know at this point where it's gonna go. I know I'll get approved. I'm not worried about getting approved. It's just I don't know when. They're so behind that, and especially because I've got a channel with so much content on it. Like, I've had years and years and years of content, thousands upon thousands of videos, that they have to they don't go through them all, but they have to kind of go through an average. They usually look at your latest uploads, your most popular uploads, that sort of thing, when they're reapproving. And it's easier to get approved if you've never been approved before. So if I was already, because I left my network, I was approved through them. So it's like I have to get reapproved, or approved technically for the first time on my own, to actually earn monetization properly, like without any middleman. And the thing I found out too is with MCNs, if you sign with an MCN, you still got to get approved. And all MCNs, if you're not currently signed to them and you're looking to get monetized, guess what? There's no point, because in order to get approved now, you need to get approved through YouTube before an MCN will even sign you. New terms and new policies for YouTube, new terms of service for MCNs on YouTube. So basically, here's what the point of it. Like, so is there a point to MCNs at all? No, there's literally like no point. Maybe there's a couple of things that might help you, but it's in most cases, I'd say like 99% of people, you're not going to need an MCN, just because they'll take 10% or more, anywhere from 10 to 40% of your earnings, just to essentially, the whole point of them was to get monetized, but now they can't even get you monetized through them. So like, see this process I'm waiting on, if I were to re-sign with like full screen or whatever, it wouldn't work. They wouldn't be able to accept me until I was already approved. So it's like, oh, I got approved. I'm getting 100% of my share of the revenue on YouTube. Oh, let's go give away 10 to 20 to 30% of it to a network for doing basically nothing and providing next to no features. Makes no sense. Trust me, it's not worth it. So we're still in this. We're still waiting. I know people ask me all the time what's going on with it. Well, there's been no updates. I want to get the memberships back. There's new merch I want to debut. There's new emojis I want to debut. I'm just a little concerned that after 3 months, once 90 days hits, your memberships become unpaused and they just cancel altogether. So essentially, anybody who's been a member, you can, like, once they go live again, you'll be able to say, yes, I want to continue my membership. But if you aren't, if 30 days, or sorry, if 90 days passes and I still haven't gotten approval to be able to turn on memberships again, everyone, I'm pretty sure, will have to restart. So if you were a member for like a year, you'll have to start from scratch. I know it sucks. It's just the worst time, because I had some people who were on the verge of getting their platinums, but we'd have to restart again, which is really crappy. And just thinking about it, like, let's just say it comes back after that fact and everyone has to restart. By the time they get their year, if nothing had happened, we hadn't lost memberships, people would have their 2-year, which is the diamond badge. So it's just like, oh man, we hurry the hell up. I'd rather it get approved prior to the 3 months, because, or sorry, prior to the 90 days, because that'll just be so much easier. I can turn my memberships back on. I'll still have access to all the same emojis. Otherwise, I'll have to re-earn the emojis, because after a certain amount of members, you unlock a new emoji each time. So because I'm at 0 right now, because no one's allowed to use it, I'm only allowed 4, when normally I was allowed, I think, about 13, 12, 13. When I had over 50, I had like 55, I think, before this got shut off. So you can understand how it's like you have to regain all those back and then start from scratch. Yeah, it's a mess, but in the long run, I think it'll be worth it. So I appreciate everyone's patience. Thank you so much for listening. I'm sorry I went off on a bit there, but I almost forgot to address it. I know people have been asking, so figured I'd mention that. Worst comes to worst, I think I'm gonna, my plan is after 3 months, of waiting, if it's still not back, I think I might temporarily move to Twitch. And what this means is I'm just going to start streaming on Twitch live, and then I'll download said stream and post it to YouTube. So you'll still get it on YouTube, but the live aspect will be over on Twitch. Not yet. I'm just saying if it comes down to 3 months, I think 3 months is the end where I'm just like, hey, no, if I can't wait any longer, I have to at least make some sort of revenue, because it's been 3 months of no earnings on YouTube, which well, it hasn't, it's been over 2, but once we hit 3 months, that's when I'm gonna have to transition to starting my streams on Twitch, and then I'll still post it, like I said, after I'm done it, to YouTube after the fact. And we'll do that only until, we'll do that, and then once we get our monetization back on YouTube, we'll switch back to full-time YouTube stream. And then, you know, Twitch will just be like kind of a backup kind of a thing. So as of now, this is what we're gonna have to do. And I'll let you guys know if it does come to that. Hopefully it won't, but I will still make YouTube my priority. Even if, like I said, I have to temporarily move to Twitch to just stream. Like I said, they do save it as a VOD, so you can download the VOD and repost it. So I'll download the VOD and post it to YouTube to at least give you guys, you know, the video, but at least in terms of live, that way I'll be able to earn some revenue. So in the meantime, we're still gonna be on YouTube fully. And like I said, even if we do switch to Twitch, we'll stream on Twitch until we get approved on YouTube. Then we'll go back to YouTube, streaming directly to YouTube, and the VOD will save as is. So basically, the only thing different at that point is if you want to catch me live, you'll have to go to Twitch for the time being. And if once we get approved, you won't have to. You won't have to go to Twitch. You can stay on YouTube. But I'd rather not go to Twitch unless I have to, because I don't want to have everyone think that I'm moving over to a new, you know, platform when I'm only doing it temporarily. But if you do want to watch at that point, that's where I'm gonna have to go in the meantime. So anyway, I keep going on. Thank you guys so much for watching. I cannot wait to see you guys for some more gameplay coming out very, very soon. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And yeah, let me know, like I said, anything I missed, comments down below. All right, guys, thanks again. Let's hand things over to Knox Hill. See you guys later.
Who's the man with the plan? If you feel trouble wildin' wild on these violent and hit you 8,000. Wait a minute, hold that style, it's dialed in. Goddamn Billy Jack, we still riding, tires flat. I hear them sirens, see shots flying, so we driving, fire back if they ain't vibing. Lie with that, got me dressed up in all black. What up? Hood up, and I see them haters try to run with us, they gon' need inhalers. Gotta breathe them hard just like Darth Vader. Players, grab your respirators, night invaders get lightsabered. Mask on for the shooters, move like trash to bed intruder. Got that Glock and got them woofers, just press play, I'll keep it moving. Who is Knox Hill, you damn fools? Keep it fresh like canned food. There ain't nothing we can't do, so tune into that damn kill. Yeah. It was never, ever a game.